Is it working? Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me here. I apologize for the late stream start. I was getting everything set up, and I was plugging in my hard drive that contains all of my Skyrim stuff, and I accidentally turned off my computer while I was doing it, so I had to reset some stuff. Hopefully there's no issues on your guys' end. Hopefully you can all see me and hear me and so on. So if you can't, let me know and I will fix it post-haste. Hello. Oh my gosh. We got every Ceaseless Discharge, Zeriok the Tank, the Tudin, Anordil, Praxis, Khalaq, Feodic, CSM 101. Thank you all. Tyler, what's up, man? Thank you guys for joining me today. Ceaseless Discharge. I have a special place in my heart for that boy. For those of you who don't know, that's a Dark Souls boss. And one of the more tragic ones, I think, in the lore, if I'm not mistaken. Hope you guys are all having a good Monday. I hope you had a good weekend. I know that some people are in different time zones. But I think it should still be Monday everywhere. There's nowhere in the world that is so... Well, it could be Tuesday. Or maybe very, very late at night on Monday. But I don't think that we have any, like... Actually, it's Khalaq, not... I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce it. Give me a phonetic spelling, and then I might be able to sort it out. Saul says, "May I have your children?" Yes, Saul. I actually have a large repository of frozen sperm at a local sperm bank, and as far as I know, I told them to keep it, free to and open to the public, so anyone can go and just pick it up. That's a very weird joke. Anyway, you're in the dark time zone, huh? As in, it's nighttime right now? Hi, Svel, how you doing? For this stream, I wanted to try and get a fair amount of gameplay in here, just because I know the last stream was very Q&A heavy and not so gameplay heavy. And to that end, I thought, there's no proper way to pronounce it, made up word, just pulling your leg. My leg, it feels very pulled. Hack a beer, good morning, or good evening. Saul will be there in 5. So I was going to try and get some gameplay into this one. Also because, frankly, I've not gotten to play Skyrim in a long time. The gameplay that you guys saw me do for, 30 minutes in the last one was essentially the most that I've done in quite a while. And for the past week, I've been working exclusively, almost exclusively, on Editor ID sorting. If you guys remember my last dev update, I have I won't say unfortunate task. It is kind of fun in a weird way, but it can get very tedious. Trying to sort the editor IDs. Oh gosh. Okay, we're good. Sort the editor IDs for crafting recipes, which is a large task because there's a lot of recipes. But I think it'll be so useful in the future, just as it's one of those tasks that takes a long time to kind of do it, and you've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. But the time that it will save in the long run of having a nicely organized list of recipes, I think will be well worth it. And also, because of the way that I'm setting up the editor IDs, I think that the format will translate very well to other records as well, like the actual items that the editor ID recipes cover. So I think it'll be really nice for back-end organization. I don't know if any of that is interesting to you guys, but it's been a fairly involved task. I got some help. I'm so grateful for this. I got some help from Mater, who, if you guys don't know, Mater is he's like one of the godfathers of Elder Scrolls modding, of Bethesda modding. He is the author of several major modding utilities and is part of the development of most every modding utility, I feel like. Pretty sure he was a part of the development of the original mod organizer. He's the sole creator of things like Mater Smash. And long story short, he helped me put together some really quick, because for those of you who don't know, I'm a terrible coder. Excuse me, gotta get that coffee in there. I'm an absolutely terrible coder. It's like I can understand code just fine. I lack the vocabulary, we'll say, to write my own proprietary code a lot of the time. Typically speaking, whenever I'm coding anything at all, I need help of some kind, just from people who are more knowledgeable than I am. And Mater was a tremendous help in helping me find a better way to bulk edit a lot of these editor IDs that I'm messing with. And essentially, because of his help, I've turned a task that would theoretically take weeks into one that takes fewer weeks, less than half a month. Hopefully, I'm aiming to get them done by the end of the week. Hi, Ibrahim. Oh man, here we go. Before I start in here, let me just catch up with your guys' chat, at least for right now, to sell some questions that I would like to answer. Can I check my own chat on mobile? Did I figure this out last time? I think I did. My channel. And then, here we go. You can hear myself speaking there. Da, 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 da. John says, I've been so busy at work. First time I've ever caught one of these. Thank you very much for being here, John. For those of you who don't know, John Michael Garrido is one of my OG crew. There's quite a few of you in here. I know Anordale has been with me since the beginning, which I really appreciate. Anordale is quite active on the Requiem subreddit as well. It predates me, I'd say, for Requiem. Hey, Rancy, how you doing? Moonbucket says, no more streams at Twitch. Here's what I'm thinking about doing, Moonbuckets, is... I don't know. I think it would be simpler to do all the streams here on YouTube, because then the live chat replay also exists and I don't have to incorporate the chat anywhere in the video itself. I think it's definitely a cleaner implementation. I'm thinking about doing, like I used to use Restream to stream to both platforms at once, which is something I'm still considering, but I do think that it's like, it may be more trouble than it's worth, and it might just be better to ferry everyone here, because this is definitely where the majority of my user base is. Let's see. Is sorting all those IDs as painfully boring and time-consuming as it sounds like it would be? It's pretty boring, to be honest with you. I think the interesting part is figuring out how the editor IDs, like figuring out the naming conventions, right? Which is fun because it also feeds into, because I have like a big plan post 4.0 to overhaul the naming conventions for like all the items in the game, because they're obviously very inconsistent as of right now. Just to make organizing your inventory lists like more straightforward or more logical, because in a game like this, in all the Bethesda games, there's so much inventory management. It's just part of the game. This is less so in Ultimate Skyrim, especially 4.0, because in 4.0 you can carry less. You're not quite so much in your inventory all the time when you're out adventuring, right? But when you're back at home, you could say there's still a fair amount of inventory management, because you have to store stuff, right? And you have to get stuff out, and you have to decide what you're taking with you on your adventures, or even if you're just like crafting and stuff, there's obviously a lot of inventory management that takes place. So one of my goals is to just unify how everything is named in a logical and sensible way. And the editor ID editing for the recipes is actually kind of the first foundation effort for that, because the way that the editor IDs, the way that I've laid them out, is parallel to the way that the naming conventions will work. So that part is fun in a weird way. It's fun to kind of figure out what would be the best way to organize things, and you get this situation where you think you'll have a good system, and then you'll come across a series of items that kind of mess with the rules that you've put in place, so you have to either tear up some of those rules and like reevaluate them, or just kind of tweak how you're doing it. So that part's fun because it's still problem solving. The part that is not so fun is, you know, tediously making all of these edits once you figured out how they're going to go to all of the records that need editing. But that's the part that Mater has come along and really helped me with, just with some simple string editing code, things that allow me to take part, because that's what editor ID names are, or editor IDs are, is they're just strings, they're just text. And he's given me some tools that kind of allow me to swap things around in the editor IDs fairly piecemeal, if that makes sense, as opposed to having to swap them out wholesale, or, God forbid, editing each one individually, which would just take so very long. So that part's the most boring part, but the tools that I have at my disposal have at the very least cut down on how long that part takes, the time in between the problem solving parts, and the problem solving parts are fun. Let's see here. Malice Wonderland finally hit a live one. Been over a year. Thank you for joining me, my friend. Hey Connor, how you doing? Max says, hey BB, good to see you again. Currently working at the Christmas market and no freaking customers. I really appreciate you being live right now. I really appreciate you being here, Max. Hopefully we can provide some entertainment for you in between customers. I know that it's I used to work a job where you just kind of have to like sit. It's similar to retail. You sit around between customers, right? And you're not allowed, or at least I wasn't allowed, to be like on Reddit or to be on my phone or anything like that. Which I totally understand, but my gosh, it can make for some boring in-between times, right? In between interacting with people, and then sometimes interacting with people is not always the most fun, but it's more fun than sitting around doing nothing a lot of the time. Or maybe it depends on if you get some really ordinary customers. Let's see. Khalaq says, hey BB, would you consider moving away from Patreon or opening up an alternative with perks? I suppose so. I know that a lot of people are taking issue with Patreon lately because of some kind of deplatforming they've been doing of certain content creators. For me, Patreon is just the simplest, most straightforward way for me to monetize the parts of the project that I'm trying to monetize. So I don't have any like philosophical allegiance to Patreon, but from my knowledge, they are definitely the best platform out there still for kind of monetizing things the way that I aim to. I suppose if there were an alternative that got the job done, you know, better or something, I basically look at it from a pragmatic point of view, or try my best to anyway. John says, holy cow, you totally just made my day. Totally glad I stayed up till 2 a.m. now. Well, I'm glad you feel that way, John. Hopefully you don't stay up too late on our account, because sleep is important. I stayed up too late last night doing just nothing worth staying up. You know how that goes, where it's like you end up spending an extra 15 minutes that you should have been in bed, and you're just like reading Reddit comments or like dicking around on your phone or something. Anordale, your words do me honor. Well, your presence does me honor, my friend. Ricky Spanish, hello from Kansas City. Hello from California, my guy. Nick Farrow, hey BB, any update on the time frame for 4.0? Any chance we get around Christmas time, or is it going to be later in 2019? So the public release will definitely be later in 2019. That Q1 release is still my target window. Beta 5 will come along sooner rather than later. I was trying really hard to get it out by Christmas. I thought it would make like a nice Christmas gift. I don't know how feasible that will be just because of the crafting overhaul. I'm trying my best, but if something like that is possible, I'll let you know. I would not bank on it though. I don't want to get your guys' hopes up and then not be able to deliver on that. Praxis22 will go for likes Obsidian's latest. I do too. I'm really excited about that. The idea of a new Obsidian RPG always gets me excited, but also given the current state of Fallout and with the track record of Obsidian, of course, I'm very excited as well. That's the Outer Worlds, I believe, if any of you haven't seen it yet. Callum Wilson, God, that hopefully is not directed at me. Mags Mardigan, I thought it was Tuesday because my schedule's all messed up, saw the live notification and got excited. Woot woot. Thank you for being here, Mags. Feodic, have you already decided if you create and implement the blueprints before Beta 5 hits, could you shortly elaborate which items will require the blueprint? I mean, do you plan to allow crafting some basic weapons / armors without blueprints, or everything will require it? It's a really good question, Feodic. As to whether or not the blueprints will be implemented in 4.0, it's something I'm still not definitively decided. It's one of those things where I need to kind of start and then see the time frame and then measure out how long it'll take and then decide if it's worth it. I'm leaning towards yes, just because I feel like that's what really makes the crafting overhaul quote-unquote complete and like contiguous. But to answer your other question of which items will require the blueprint, the current planned system, planned implementation, is that you know how normally when you take crafting perks like Elven or Orcish, it unlocks like everything that exists within those tiers, right? And kind of the blueprint system was supposed to be a altering, I don't want to say fix, because I don't think the system is broken necessarily. I think it's working exactly as intended. I just want to make it a little bit different. So the alteration to that was that all of those recipes will have blueprints, right? And you have to find the blueprints before you can make the thing. The exception for that rule, as far as blueprints go, is like basic gear for each of those perks. So a good example is like the very first perk you take in crafting, craftsmanship, will likely still include like like just taking the perk alone will unlock like a fairly large degree, probably more than any other perk, fairly large degree of basic items that you don't have to get recipes for. There will still be some, things like furnitures, and maybe some other basic survival gear, but like taking the craftsman perk will, at this point, most likely unlock a lot of basic gear for you to mess with without requiring any additional blueprints. When you take the other material perks like Elven or Orcish, for example, you will unlock the basic set of equipment from those perks. So pretty much imagine if the game was vanilla again, all the things that you would unlock by getting like Elven smithing, for example, so your standard Elven gear, your standard set of Elven armor, and then your, like basic Elven weapons, those will still be unlocked just lickety-split by taking the perk. More complex weapons and more complex armors will require the blueprints. That is at least how it is supposed to work as of now. Nathan M. Oh gosh. I sense a similar situation to last time, where if I spend all my time reading chat, we'll be 2 hours in. I'll find a nice balance. I'm working on it. Khalaq, new Obsidian trailer is exciting. I agree. Nathan, you know what the trailer made me think about is the benefit and what you gain from having dialogue that really kind of punches in on characters' faces, the same way that Oblivion did, and kind of the same way that the original Fallouts did, or even Fallout 3, I believe, was still like that. And I know that modders have approximated that feeling with can't remember what the mod is called for Skyrim, but you guys will probably know the one I'm talking about, that kind of zooms in when you are speaking to someone. I've used it, face-to-face conversation is what it is. I've used it before, and to me it feels, I don't know if it's the concept itself, just I'm so used to not having that in Skyrim, or if it's just a particular implementation, which does cause problems sometimes, where like you'll go to talk to somebody in Skyrim and they'll be walking in a direction, and then you initiate conversation with them and it kind of like zooms in on them, but the camera has to like pan to the side because they're now at the side of the screen, and it doesn't quite get there all the way. And it just felt, when I was using it, a little bit wonky. Maybe that's changed. Maybe it's been like updated since. But it did get me thinking about whether or not there's like a happy middle ground there, because I do really like the idea of like being able to see a character's face, to really just kind of personify them more heavily when you're speaking to them, just kind of feed into their personality more. I mean, everyone you talk to in Skyrim is kind of like, an arm's length away, or if not more. It's kind of hard to get a sense of like what they look like, or just match a face to a voice, which I really do think helps in terms of characterization. But like I said, maybe there's a happy middle ground there. It's a random tangent from the Outer Worlds trailer. I was just watching it, and like I said, you get these really nice, like, face up, neck up, kind of punched in character portrait shots, and I think it does a lot to just characterize the characters. Let's see here. Wanting to get into content mods like extra lands, extra dungeons. This is Nathan M speaking. Do these usually require a patch like Fallscar, or is the Requiem Patcher usually pretty good with this sort of stuff? It's a good question, Nathan. It requires a patch. The Requiem Patcher is really good at what it does. It's just that the scope of what it does is limited to what can reasonably be inferred by a computer. There are certain perks that a character always needs in Requiem to make basic Requiem functions work. The patcher, the rectificator, will apply all of those. It will also balance all of the weapon and armor values, things like speed and reach, and just like weapon damage or armor rating. It makes appropriate changes to all of those so that they are balanced for Requiem. Meaning if they were balanced for the vanilla game, they will also be balanced for Requiem. What the rectificator cannot do is make quantifiable decisions, or qualitative decisions rather, about, you know, which NPCs should get which perks, like gameplay perks, or just some other stuff, but that's a big one. So NPCs, for example, like if you want your heavy armor follower, for example, to be able to wear heavy armor, you have to manually assign those perks, or else they will lose all of their stamina just from standing around, right? I think that's the most basic, common example of how Requiem NPCs, or how NPCs will not be patched fully by the rectificator, and that kind of stuff needs to be done by hand. It's not too hard once you get into the swing of things and once you know what to look for, but generally speaking, that's something that you will need to do yourself that the rectificator can't do. If you're just adding things like, you know, a big whole host of new weapons and armors, the rectificator will take care of pretty much everything you need for you. But a whole, you know, a new land mod, new content mod typically includes a bunch of new stuff, including weapons and armors and enemies. That's another big area. Anything that's like an NPC or an actor typically needs special attention. Things like that. There are also guides, I think, on how to, you know, patch your content mods for Requiem. Let's see here. I plan on making a Nord warrior shield and axe and really want to roleplay with him. I'm imagining him having an aversion to magic. Am I going to be kneecapping myself by staying away from magic? Absolutely not, Svel. Most characters that I play, and this is actually something I would like to change a little bit, most characters that I play are typically more martial than magical. Depending on what you mean by kneecapping, Requiem is designed so that each skill that you can learn offers certain benefits, right? So if you are really attached to those benefits, then not taking the skill, you could see it as kneecapping. It just depends on what you're trying to do. The Requiem has kind of a rock, paper, scissors philosophy. If you boil it down, it's an oversimplification, but I think it does an okay job of explaining the philosophy at large. If you don't have like ranged capability, for example, it's like a problem that Hjolfred ran into in Season 1. If you don't have any sort of viable ranged damage output, you will have a hard time with certain types of enemies, right? Things like dragons are a big one. Any high level like magical creature that has distant magic, things like liches, will probably give you some trouble. With all these things, though, there are other options that you have to just kind of compensate for your weaknesses while playing to your strengths. For example, like a character who is very predominantly two-handed, who does crazy amounts of melee single target damage, or even with some of the perks like Cleave, you can do crazy area of effect damage in like a cone in front of you or things like that. Sorry, I hit my microphone. But like that character doesn't have any range capability. You have options for like offsetting that. You know, you can get a follower who has significant range damage capability. You can focus on purchasing things like scrolls, or you can kind of get into like poisons and stuff, and then maybe have like a crossbow or a bow that just serves as like a basic poison delivery system. We're even looking into like throwing weapons and stuff for like that purpose as well. There are typically options that you have to get done whatever you need to get done. You just have to realistically account for the areas in which your character does not perform well, and just kind of make your decisions based on that. Khalaq, I wouldn't say so, Svel. Most of my characters don't use magic. That's the other thing, though. Is that magic is very powerful, and a magical character is... I'd say that magic in Requiem is the... And I say this from just my general understanding and what I've watched from other players and what I've seen on the back end, because I don't have that much personal experience with like high-level magical gameplay. Mages are the highest... They're high-risk, high-reward characters. They're very tough in the early game, but mages can be among the most powerful, if not the most powerful characters by the end of the game, just because they have so much versatility. They have a lot of tools at their disposal. Spells are a lot more flexible than something like a sword, because, you know, a sword, you have power attacks, you have standard attacks, and you have some other ways to play with it, but generally speaking, there's not that many options as to how you wield your weapon. Magic, on the other hand, is a lot more flexible. You can, you know, dual hand different spells for crazy combinations. You can dual cast spells. You can outfit certain spells with perks that enhance them in pretty crazy ways. It's a lot tougher to wrap your mind around, but there's some serious potential for crazy power there. Let's see. Zeriok, that's a good point too. You can use Tone Metal for enchanting services with some basic alchemy. Khalaq says Requiem's derived attributes should benefit you, but not putting any points into Magicka. That is true. The more Requiem does kind of lean towards focusing on a single attribute, at least at first, and by attribute I mean whenever you level up, it asks you to pick between Magicka, health, and stamina. You'll get some serious bonuses to putting your points in one of those attributes for at least like the first like 10, I'd say 10 to 15 levels. The importance of doing that is somewhat lessened by Ultimate Skyrim, just because you have more options for offsetting your weaknesses. So even like some of the stuff that Zeriok mentioned there, with, you know, like honed metal, or like you can have someone, well, that's also honed metal, have someone enchant for you. You can purchase, there's a lot more stuff to purchase in like stores, and there's like followers and things that you can use that make building your character quote unquote optimally less necessary, but it still comes with certain benefits. And like the idea now that there's tools like spell swords and spell weapons that make hybrid builds, more viable. But derived attributes are still something to keep your eye on. And if the point being, if you like don't put any in Magicka at all and you focus exclusively on either health or stamina or some combination of the two of them, you can make yourself into a pretty awesome martial powerhouse. Let's see here. Callum Wilson, it's just the fact that you're the reason I got back into Skyrim after so long. Just an amazing game. US2, a breath of fresh air, while still keeping in touch with the nostalgia of it. Oh, I'm glad you feel that way, Callum. Thank you very much. Favorite Requiem character, email Rostad. Hello from Norway. Glad I caught one live. My install is the version where the undeath bug is in. Imagine my disappointment when I suffered through hell just a CTD when doing the ritual. Go 4.0. Email, what is the bug that you're speaking of? Because you should still be able to transform into a lich. I believe that there are a couple things that can crash it, but nothing should be like a permanent crash, or there's like fixes. Either if you still have to manually turn your character into like the lich race, or like some stuff like Moonlight Tales I think can interfere, but nothing too serious. So yeah, I would definitely hate for you to go through all that effort only to not get your lich transformation. If you're having trouble with that, I would visit the Discord. Let's see here. I'm skipping over some of these here just for the sake of getting to the gameplay. Just people talking about their character builds, which is awesome. Max Schulter, obviously a bunch of customers. The second I complain about it. That's the universe for you. Kessidus says, hello from Singapore, cheering for you. I loved playing Ultimate Skyrim many moons ago, and I've been holding off for the next installment. Sounds so exciting. Thank you very much, Kessidus. I am aiming to get that out to you guys ASAP. Joe says, love your work on this stuff. Any best guess when Ultimate Skyrim will be available in full release? The best guess is still that Q1 2019 release window that was mentioned in 2 dev updates ago, 1 dev update ago, 3, somewhere in between. Anordil says, also a fun fact, Requiem devs manually rectify bow weapons. I haven't seen any bows that weren't rectified in Requiem and Requiem patches. I guess, is that the case for all of them? Anordil, I never really stopped to think about it, but what he's talking about, for those of you who don't know, is that there's a keyword that you can apply to any armor or weapon, or maybe even some other item classifications. It's called already rectified, and essentially what it does is it tells the rectificator to skip over that item when the rectificator is applying its patching, and when it's multiplying the values like speed and reach and damage or armor rating in the case of armors. So that's essentially, you want to use that whenever you want to skip over those patching processes and specifically give that item a very specific damage or like balance. It's dangerous though, because you can come across items that have accidentally had that or that were supposed to have that keyword and are balanced to not be processed by the rectificator, but if you skip over that keyword and you forget to put it in there, you'll end up with an armor or a weapon that is like 4 times as powerful as it was supposed to be in like the most minor of cases. In some cases you have, like for example, weapons, I believe their multiplier value is like 6% or like 6.5%, that they get multiplied, or they get multiplied by 6 1.5 rather, not a percent. So they will be very powerful, far more powerful than they were ever supposed to be. Kessidus, is spell research going to be a thing in this next version? I loved it, but it made lots of money, although it did technically take lots of in-game time, so it wasn't that immersion breaking. It is going to be a thing in the next version, Kessidus. I know that the author has reduced the value of a lot of the items so that they are not quite so overpowered. That version of spell research has been implemented in 4.0. Also, the time requirement is made, I think, even more intense just by the needs mods and things that require you can't just spend time indefinitely without, having there be other resources you have to take care of. So it is still there. I would say it's less overpowered, and it's designed to not break the economy anymore, which is an important bit. Ivan Garcia. I have a friend named Ivan Garcia. That's funny. Hello, I'm playing Ultimate Skyrim, and I have a problem. Every time I start a quest, it never appears on my quest log, so that means I can't make any quest, even if I restart it. Any solutions? I would visit either the subreddit or the Discord, my friend. There's something going on there that we wouldn't be able to diagnose just from, hearing about it. Make sure you post your mod watch and the other information that, like, the subreddit asks for example. Ibrahim says, have you ever checked the Forgotten Magic mode? It makes for an archetypal magical characters. I know that some people have played with Forgotten Magic. Magical balance is an area that I have not looked tremendously into changing, just because it's so delicate in Requiem as is, and adding in more spells can really kind of upheave it, I would say. Malice in Wonderland, let's see this masterpiece in action. Dying to watch some gameplay. I'm on it, my friend. Give me 3 more messages. Holy shit, there was another email from Norway in this stream. What are the odds? That's really funny. August D, just commenting to send some love. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you very much, August. J Feathers, ditto August D. I thought you were saying Dido like the singer. I'm a big fan. Antonio, BB, did you watch that KH trailer? Oh, is this the new story trailer for Kingdom Hearts that came out, the Japanese one? I did see it. I haven't watched it yet. I gotta admit, I'm getting more excited for Kingdom Hearts. I have never played through even the first one all the way, and definitely not the second one. I actually never played the second one. But I feel like I know way too much about Kingdom Hearts for someone who's never played the games, just because it's interesting to me. I think that the collaboration between Disney and Square Enix, or Square at the time, I guess, is just such a strange, interesting pairing, and like the fan base that it spawned, and also just the stories themselves. Like, I'm watching the Oni boys play through Kingdom Hearts 2 right now, which has just been a wonderful experience, because Kingdom Hearts obviously is, this tremendously special thing. It's also so doofy, and just the whole thing seems to read like a 13-year-old's Disney Final Fantasy fan fiction, which I think is amazing, right? And oh my god, is there a finer crafter of particle effects than Square? I swear to god. It's like through all the Final Fantasy games and all the Kingdom Hearts games, like anything they touch, it's just so beautiful so often. What a strange like mix of things. But I have not watched the trailer yet. I probably will soon, although I don't want to spoil too much of the story for myself, even if I don't play it myself, I'll definitely watch someone play it on like YouTube. Kessidus, spell research requires you to stock up on food, paper, ink, and a safe place to work. Glad to hear it's still a reasonable way to be a scholar. I'm glad you feel that way, Kessidus. I do like spell research a lot. I think it's a cool... In fact, if anything, spell research and crafting spells through that method may become a more desirable way of acquiring spells, because I'm considering making spells a little bit tougher to acquire through a couple mods that I've seen that kind of aim to do that, to make spells a little bit less accessible, to basically change up the way that you learn spells just by finding a spell tome and jamming it into your face and suddenly you know the spell. I saw a mod out there that adds some kind of magicka requirements, or adds some other considerations to whether or not you were able to learn a spell from spell tomes. So I was thinking about setting up this system whereby you can learn spells the quick and difficult way by getting a spell tome and, having enough, whatever the requirements are, to actually manage to learn the spell that way, kind of brute force it, so to speak. Or you can learn spells more delicately through something like spell research, and even kind of influence what spells and what type of spells you learn through spell research. I thought that might kind of fit the esoteric nature of magic and just make learning spells a little bit more interesting than the way it currently is set up. I would also say, though, that a potential barrier to that system is the new way that Spell Sword works, the new version of Spell Sword by Business Goose, which is obviously a mod that I absolutely love, that I'm really excited about. He recently updated Spell Sword, and it uses a different system for implementing spells on your spell weapons, which sounds really, really cool, and I think it's a lot more flexible and solves a lot of the problems that I feel like he was experiencing with the previous system. However, I think that system now relies on you having spells in your spell inventory in order to put the spells on the weapons, and if I make it harder to learn spells, that may cause like a rift in terms of spell weapon stuff. Also, if it no longer works through enchanting, which it might not, but I'm not sure, that could eliminate the ability for enchanters to create spell weapons for you, which is something I'd like to keep around. So it may very well be that we stick with the old version of Spell Sword, because as of right now, I'm pretty happy with the implementation. We'll have to wait and see. That's a weird tangent for you, if you're curious. Feodic, BB, it is maybe the thing we should discuss after the beta 5 hits, as you have to finish big crafting overhaul, but have you somehow touched damage/value of ranged weapons, especially crossbows? Orcish has almost the same damage as Ebony, but the difference in value is huge, which seems to be a little bit odd. That is strange, Feodic. It could be, it's probably, if that's the case, it's typically either crafting overhaul required or Cryptober's fixes rectified, or crafting overhaul rectified, rather. But do they fire at the same rate? Because I find that that's typically one of the big differentiators when it comes to like ranged weapons, is their speed versus their damage. But I can check it out, I suppose. Norwegian emails unite. I manually changed my rage to Lich race, but no luck. My install is pretty old, so I read in the patch notes. Bug was fixed. Oh, that might very well be the case, because if your version of US is pre 3.4, there was one of the versions where I remember fixing that bug, and that would actually be a requirement, I imagine. Antonio says, nah, it's the opening for Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, that I may go and watch, because then I know it's not spoiling anything for me. It's the first thing you see. Kessidus, I would absolutely support making spell research the standard way to gain spells. It would also mean there'd need to be more guidance as to how to go about research itself. I agree with you, and that's something I'm really excited about. I'm really excited to make all those Skyrim survival school or survival guide videos that kind of talk about how to do some of the stuff in the game now, because it's obviously crazy complex, and I feel like if I didn't know all the stuff that I know about Ultimate Skyrim from putting it together, and just imagine what it is like to be a new player who gets kind of plopped into this world, I feel like I would be so overwhelmed. You have no idea like all the different things that you can do. So I'm excited to kind of create some resources that will help fill that gap in knowledge. Yada yada yada. Anordil would like to see scroll making IIRC. If I recall correctly, Nox Crab is looking at making a mod to allow for scroll making in Requiem. That is awesome, Anordil, because scroll making is something that I have had floating around in my head as like a desired feature for forever. I agree with you completely. And the idea that Nox Crab specifically is looking into it, I think bodes very well, because I don't know how you feel about it, but I would assume you feel the same way. I think Nox's mods are some of like the coolest stuff that exists in the Requiem modding community. And with that, I'm going to try and get some gameplay in here. I apologize if I miss any of your guys' chats. I will try and keep up with it as best I can. But we'll see how it goes, because as most of you know, if you watch my stuff, I have a very hard time splitting my attention between multiple things. Now we got to get a sense of where we were in terms of this encounter. I'm currently... Okay, cool. I currently have my dual casted mage armor up. We got all kinds of stuff here. I'm definitely most comfortable in melee. I'm an okay shot, but when it comes to these kind of vertical shots, right, where you have... In fact, you know what? We've been approaching this encounter from down here on the road, which may not be the most advantageous way to go about it. Pantageous theater way to go about this encounter. Why don't I get higher up? There's this really wonderful overlook here up near the giants that seems promising. Hey Fortuna, how you doing? Let's see here. Email says, I really love spell research, a great mod. One thing that bugs me is we have to go into the MCM to look at my spell XP. A shortcut or something would elevate the mod a lot. I agree with you. I generally prefer when players do not have to go into the MCM for anything that's like in-game. I prefer kind of like the conceptual, separation of like MCM stuff and like in-game stuff. Let me see here. Well, I have a couple options here. Uh-oh. Who's coming at me? Oops. Nope. Here we are. Whoa. Ugh, this thick brush makes it impossible to see what's coming at me here. I see you, boy. Come on. You're wasting time. I got this dual-casted oak flesh. Come on, baby. Where'd you go? I don't want you attacking me when I'm in the middle of attacking all these other people. Alright, well, if he's by himself, it's no problem. He'll probably stay away. If he finds a friend, they might get a little bit more bold. Alright, let's see here. Well, my oak flesh is probably going to wear off. That's okay. There it goes. Actually, you know what? We might want to cast that again. And I don't have enough charge on this steel spell sword, do I? Oops, that's the wrong button. I don't think I do. No, I do not. Do I have any soul gems? Actually, I don't think I'd be able to use them because I don't have that first perk in enchanting. But do I have any perks? No, I don't. Wonderful. Well, I do have this at the very least. I can cast my own standard oak flesh, and now it's raining. How about that? If only we had some electrical spells, which we don't. Got him! And I don't think I am detected by anyone else. That's quite the shot to make on those guys over at the... What's it called? Now, this kind of sucks because fire spells are now going to be less effective, and we do have a silver staff of fireballs, which would be really fun. Oh my god, it's raining hard. And now my visibility sucks, too. Oh god. Who can see me? Let me see here. Someone's got their eye on me, and something tells me it's not the wolves anymore. Well, damn, it was a perfectly clear day, and now we got a fucking flash flood. And I can't... Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's see if I can zoom in here just to see what we're dealing with. I can't see, it's too dark. Well, I suppose we can try and make a pot shot over there. You know, actually, how about this? Before I get... Oh, it is this wolf, I think. Maybe. He's kind of poking at me here. Trying to see about my defenses, perhaps. Before we get into this encounter proper, I'm actually going to save it, if you guys don't mind if I use the bathroom really fast, because I know that once we get into this, it's going to be real hot and heavy, so I want to be able to give it my full attention, and I have to pee. So, I'm going to go ahead and pause for just a moment here. Oh, shit. Where's my little mouse controller? Give me 2 seconds, and I will be back momentarily. Thank you for your patience. Hello everyone, I'm back. Thank you for waiting. Let's see, Kessidus, do you have any enchanted arrows of enrage? I do not. That would be a really good idea. I really need to lean into illusion more, I think, sometimes. I, like, conceptually, mentally, forget about a lot of those effects, I think. Okay. Sorry it took so long. Suffice to say, Liz and I went to Grand Central Market yesterday, and I was craving some Mexican food, and I can say it caught up with me. Oh, I see someone. Or I thought I did. That door's closed, so maybe I didn't. Oh, there's someone posted up against the wall there, I think. You guys see that? I don't know if you can see it with the compression. I'm sure the rain makes everything look a little bit fuzzy. Oh, now they're moving. That's definitely them. Hi, Linz. How you doing? Thank you for joining us. Fuck. Is that still someone posted? Oh, it was. I can see them moving down there. I just don't... If I take the shot... Oh, I think I got him. Yep, I did, but I think that's a heavy armored bandit. Alright, well... They may try and investigate me, they may not. The advantage of where we are is that it'd be pretty tough for them to get up here, so even if they try, we'll have separated them from their friends, which is favorable for us. And also, it's very dark, so they might have a hard time seeing us anyway. Check out this overhang to see. It's far enough away that it's still tough to spot. Oh, man. Can we just give a shout out to Snowfall's Waters, right? Doesn't look like they're coming after us, and I think our sneak eye is lowering. I'm trying to get closer. It's a real bummer that it's raining, honestly. I'd prefer if it weren't. I know that the light... oh, that's actually a nice shot. I'm going to say right about there. Oh, fuck, I overshot him by this much. You guys see that? Oh, look, someone's up on the tower, and now they're going down. Oh, someone else is going up there. And it looks like they're wearing fur. So that is the kind of shot that we want to make. Nope, not going to make it. And we are expending a lot of stamina very quickly with those zooms. Let's see, we got 1, 2. I think 2 up in here. So at least 4. How's our guy looking right now? Looking quite cool, if you ask me. Let's see, Mr. B, how much have I missed? Not very much, my friend. Not in terms of gameplay, anyway. We just started trying to take down Valtheim again. There are a lot of dudes in here. Oh, here's 1 and 2 out the front. Here's 3. I'm tempted to use that fireball again, but once again, I think that it's kind of wasted when it's raining like this. At the very least, it's not even close to as effective. Oh, God, no! My mouse must have hovered over the Windows arrow. No. Please. Wait. I'll hit the tilde key. Okay, there we go. So I don't slip off the thing here. I think that happens now because I've been running one tweak without the borderless windowed mode, which I find actually impacts performance in a very positive way, but now I believe I have a problem with multiple monitors. Okay, now they're all retreating. Let's see here. Hello, BB. How long does the mod pack tend to load? So for me, it's very quick email, but I have it on a solid state drive that's plugged into my computer through a USB 3.0. It's not even a Thunderbolt, but it's still very quick. It depends on where you're loading as well. Like, cities can still take quite a while just because of Skyrim Classics asset handling. But it's not too bad. And you can always scale it up or down. The stuff that kind of has the biggest load time impact and performance impact is optional, generally speaking. Now, I would like to... Whoa, that was a weird... My arm twitched. Fuck! God damn it. What a waste. Getting bored of standing up here. Oof, is that the infamous YouTube compression on your game footage there? Rain is making it look more pixely. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. That is definitely the compression. I believe... So I'm currently running the bitrate that I would run for Twitch streams, which I may be able to up. in the next stream, because I'm not sure if YouTube is limited in the same ways. But the darkness combined with the rain is going to be hell on compression here. God. Is that someone too, or is that an animal? No, that's someone as well. Come on. Come on. Yeah! Took him out. Man, could you imagine being these guys? I'd be terrified. And we might get people kind of like poking out here. And we've got at least, if not two, then at least one person over on that tower. That's worth considering. Because it can really make your life hell when you're trying to close that distance in between the two towers. Climb back up here. Let's go out to our little perch. This is a cool spot. Can you guys see any of this? Well, that's good. Glad I didn't miss gameplay. I'm curious what might be new in the world of Ultimate Skyrim stuff. We've been talking about a fair bit of junk as per usual, Mr. B. Well, the VOD will be up on YouTube the day following, so you can always check it out there. Nothing tremendously interesting or tremendously new. I've just spent the last week fixing Editor IDs. Someone else is going up, I think I just saw. Which is sometimes fun, mostly tedious, but something that I'm very happy to have in the pipeline. Alright, stop. Now he's wearing, is that Dwarven? It looks like Dwarven. Come on, baby. It's not going to do a whole lot then. Nope, it did almost nothing. I mean, it's something, but not the best. There's another person there. They might have a better idea of where I am now. Yeah, let me get some water real fast. Oh, I gotta take my pills too. I have anti-inflammation pills here because I fucked up my foot while I was in Japan. And my doctor is having me be all rested and whatnot, which is very frustrating. I mean, I'm trying to follow the doctor's orders, excuse me, just because I don't want to be out longer than I need to be. But it's very frustrating to not be able to do stuff like running or lifting. Although it's semi-advantageous because I can swim, and I am currently training for a... Is that heavy armor as well? It totally is. That might be orcish. Can't tell. Let's see. Damn it, I undershot it. I'm training for a relay triathlon with my buds. I'm going to do the swimming portion, and they are going to do... Oh, you guys see that weird rain drifting? Oh, it's because of the bow. Something about like the ambient occlusion on the bow, maybe? Do you guys... it might be impossible for you guys to see. Oh, maybe not. That's very weird. It's like rain that is far enough away from me is kind of doing a weird drifty thing. Let's see here. Dan LaPitt says, Twitch 5 megabits per second, 720p, 60 YouTube, 10 Mbps personal experience. Okay, so I can do a little bit more. Hey KBZ, how you doing? Because this, NPCs have skills, right? Has there ever been an attempt to give archer-based NPCs a sort of counter-scout function where they search out interlopers longer and better than others? Something to prevent that attack they forget you repeat. Whoa. Jeez. Holy fuck! Well, so I was about to say here that they will seek you out. For, like, they'll, after a certain point, they know where your arrows are coming from, and then they decide to kind of go to where they think it's coming from. But that person just couldn't see me out on that thing, probably because it's very dark, or he just didn't look. Oh man. Well, honestly, we might want to kind of hurry things up. Uh-oh, I'm dirty. But it's raining. Where'd he go? Where's my mans? I see a goat. There he is. Got him. I staggered him. And he's coming for us. Oh shit, I should have applied that oak flesh. Oh shit, that was a mistake. Shit. We're gonna have to do without. This is bad. Don't tank me. Don't tank me, bro. And we actually gotta watch out here to make sure that his friends don't come and try and get us. Look! Ow! Don't bash me, bro. Ow! Oh, he's healing. You son of a bitch. Ugh. Yeah. Ow, fuck. There we go. See, I can heal too. You dickhead. I don't like this spot. And he doesn't have any friends coming, does he? But he's healed up quite a lot. Come on. Boom. Whoa. Jeez, how many potions do you have, my guy? Ugh. My stamina's decent. Come on. Oh, come on. Should we go for a double power attack? Can't tank us forever. Ugh. That was pretty solid. Again. Oh. Oh, come on. I didn't mean to do the front power attack there. That right power attack is actually really solid. Yeah. Oh. Let's not get cocky here. Gotcha, baby. Kind of an epic fight up here on the mountain. Search, bandit, dwarven armor, well made, imperial shield. That's heavy, orcish boots, pale bandolier. That might be nice to have. Skooma, and the rest of that we don't really need. Alright, well, how are we doing? We are... Oh, wow, so it's just us. Let's see here. I really like the idea that you can't menu while in combat. I'm going to die so very, very much. Let me tell you, Kessidus, that is definitely the case. I implemented it, and I still fail to account for that. And it really can get you. I've died a lot more in my playtesting than I used to. But I agree that it's very nice. Hey Ninja, how you doing? Hey Ninja Barney, rather. I usually call you Barney. Thank you for joining us. I'm going to save it. I hope you guys don't mind that I'm save scumming. Just for the sake of these streams, I feel like it's a little bit more engaging if we stay in the fight and don't constantly have to keep jumping back to before we've killed some NPCs. But I can also do it that way. Uh-oh. I hear you, wolf. Alright, who do we got? At the very least, I have time to eat a little bit as I slide down the ranged weapons. Apple dumpling. Delish. How's my honeyed mammoth roast? Do I still have the stamina bonus? Yes, I do. So I don't want to waste that. I'm kind of drifting downwards here. Ooh, it looks very pretty. Hopefully it's not completely donked because of the compression. Kestis says, I suck at melee. That was impressive. That's probably my best area, I would say. It's the area in which I'm most comfortable. But I'm not nearly as good as some of the greats out there. Samir, please, really comes to mind. And, of course, Love Buzz, otherwise known as Salty Shanty. That person, I think, is a very strong idea of where that arrow came from. But that's the benefit of this kind of overlook, is that it takes them at least a while to get up here. Oh, crap. Now I'm kind of... Come on. I'm drifting downwards. Here we go. Use this little overhang. Nope. No, I can't. Hoi! There we go. Come on, baby. You can do it. Great. Am I stuck here? Come on. Come on. Climbing. Yeah, there it is. We did it, everyone. Let's see here. Save scumming is love, save scumming is life. I tried playing the one life mod, but I couldn't be bothered to mess with all the MCM settings every life, so back to saves. Well, let's see. Max Gill. Hold on. Here we go. Anordil, no judgments of filthy save scummer. Max Gill says, is it just me, or is the quality not really 1080? It's really weird looking, more like 480. That is definitely the compression of the rain, my friend. Now, what I could do... How about this? Why don't we save it? Because I can change that at any point. But the reason that it looks all shitty is because... I don't know if you guys know how compression works on a basic level. Essentially, because there's something moving on every part of the screen, the encoder has to constantly re-encode the entire image, as opposed to a lot of the time if it's not like raining, or if you're just looking at like a static, clear weather day. There's a lot of parts of the image that it doesn't have to re-encode, which allows it to more efficiently give you a higher quality video product. I guess would be an oversimplification, but hopefully a decent explanation that gets the point across. But here, I'll do this. Nice clear day. Hopefully that looks a little bit better. And I should be able to up the bit rate in the next stream too, which, according to Dan Lepit, which should help future. Oh yeah, she knew exactly where I was. She came up looking. Now, Kessidus, was it you saying that you wish archers would search for longer? Is that gonna get her? It did. Hey! Do you submit, though? I feel like something has prevented the Requiem fleeing AI from taking place. Yeah, so she just immediately comes back up and tries to fight me, which could be her, like, quote-unquote personality. Oh, I forgot kill moves are on. But it also... Whoa, hold up. Could be... Ooh, I'll take some cabbage and some septums and a tomato. Goodbye. Whoa. Whoa. She's still falling. It could be her settings, but I have a sneaking suspicion that something is interfering with Requiem's fleeing AI, which is not the biggest deal, but that's something I quite enjoy in Requiem, so hopefully we can get that fixed as well. Oh, I'm thirsty. Some nice water skin. Okay, we'll make another save here. Let's see here. Kessidus, I heard about the new system. Seems good to me. We're really excited about that, Kessidus, just to kind of incorporate death into... Because obviously death is such a huge part of Skyrim, especially Ultimate Skyrim and especially Requiem. And I'm happy to kind of do something to address save scumming and to incorporate that into the gameplay loop itself. And we have some interesting plans for even additional features on top of what's already in there. And also just the consequence of losing your stuff, I think, is really, really solid for like motivating players. And like the idea of like resurrection sickness and stuff. We'll see. I'm still thinking about some ways to make death interesting, like particularly interesting, especially like spawn points. But we will see. Let's see, a new save. Frank's crank, I can see what's going on now. That's good. I figured that clearing up the weather would help. That is a heavy armor foe. Oh, I got her. Uh-oh. They'll have an easier time finding me here, too. Let's see here. I was thinking it'd be neat if different NPCs had different radii of searching. Like some NPCs are better at finding stealth characters, and some are terrible. I believe that's kind of how it works. There are definitely some NPCs that can see in the dark more efficiently because of their abilities. And there might be ones that have better like sneak detection. I'm not sure. At the very least, I honestly would consider lengthening the searching window just because I don't think it makes any sense at all for them to stop, you know? It's like if someone takes an arrow, they're not going to suddenly think that they, you know, like whatever the little dialogue is that they say whenever they stop searching. Now you can see she's spotting me. He's spotting me from much farther away here because it's light. Oh. Gotcha. Alright, well, here we go. Why don't I have a quick tomato before battle, just to make sure that my stats are where they need to be. Where'd my mans go? This is definitely a lot more effective, I'd say. Hello? And now we can actually use our staff of fireballs. Except for, no, we can't, because it is empty. Unfortunate. Mistake, my friend. Ow. Oh, whoa. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Scared me. Man, that stab attack is really solid. It definitely staggers them with their shield. Flawless Amethyst, that's what I'm talking about. Steel-braced cuirass. Mr. B, still trying to find decent rain textures. Yes, sir. I honestly haven't looked at all. Warrior of Azura, is this series returning or just testing it? The series is definitely returning, Warrior, but that's going to happen when 4.0 releases. These are just my weekly hangout with all of you guys stream. And yeah, it's playtesting too. Just to see how stuff works. Just to give us some inspiration as to, uh-oh. We might actually have someone chasing after us here. Do you guys see another NPC coming up the way? Perhaps. Because the person who's posted over there does not seem posted there anymore. Kessa's fleeing seems to be great in principle, but the window to flee is way too small. Cowardice needs to have a wider window. They tend to flee when they're just one blow from death. So I don't know. Requiem... Let's see. Anordil says, do you have Fearless and Steadfast enemies toggled in Requiem's MCM? I'm pretty sure that I don't. Let's double check, though. I would say that a lot of it really depends on the NPC themselves. But, Requiem, here we go. Sometimes they will flee when they are fairly healthy still. Like, I've seen enemies flee when they are... Yeah, see, Fearless and Steadfast enemies is not checked. I've seen enemies flee when they're even like above 50% health, roughly. Like kind of in that ballpark. They're particularly cowardly, I suppose. So that water looks fantastic. Hats off to Snowfall, because it is not easy to make water look good in Skyrim Classic. Alright, well, I still see someone way off over there. Before we go ahead and make our entrance, why don't we... see what we can see. Maybe get another shot off. Because there's someone on the bridge. We got someone in the far post. There's a fort over there. Anyone down here still? Is that someone leaning up against the wall, or is that just a plant? That is... Is that someone standing there? It is. Uh-oh. You find a friend? That wolf. He is trying to work up the courage. Where'd you go? What do you guys think? Think we can take him out? It's kind of covered by that rocky outcropping. Ooh. Pretty. Warrior of Azura. I'm happy it's back in some form. This was my favorite Skyrim. Serious. Thank you very much, my friend. I appreciate it. Druv! Oh my gosh. What's up, my friend? That's another OG crew right there. Yeah, someone's here. Did you heal? You fucking dick. I mean, I know that it's fair. I'm just... Oh, flustered. That wolf is so scared. I feel bad about killing him. Maybe I won't. Don't give me a reason to, wolf. Druv says, hey BB, will we see more of Armand again? I really enjoyed his playthrough. Oh god. Oh, he's the orc. Oh shit. Is he using a dual wielding animation? Oh fuck. But he's not actually dual wielding. That's weird. We'll chalk that up as a maybe, Druv. I would like to do another like merchant playthrough at some point. Okay, there he goes. There it is. Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Martial combat. One thing... Uh-oh. Do I hear... Okay, no, I was just dancing on one of his weapons. We got a garnet, and we got a ruby, and a septim, and a skooma, and a brown hide cloak. I think I'm good on cloaks, right? No, I don't have one, actually. Perfect. I'm not going to equip it for now, just so I can keep my spell cost low. Speaking of which, I should probably go ahead and use that again. I want favorites. No, it's all. See, there needs to be a better way to organize this. I'm really excited to test Duncan's new eye equip, because it looks so frickin' sick. Boom! I want to make that a key. Make that 0. Can I not do 0? Can I do 5? I can. I don't have anything equipped to 5, do I? Let's do 6, 7, and 8. Alright, sweet. save. Just real quick. It's completely fair when you heal, but when the enemies do it, it's cheating. Of course. What a tremendous double standard that is. Let's see here. Oh, I missed a chat that looks interesting. Something about even when they're on fire, it always seemed really brief to me. We're talking about the detection window, I think. Then I agree. It's just it's hard not to have your immersion break when someone is on fire or takes like an arrow to the face and they're searching around for you for a little bit. And it is longer now than it used to be in like default vanilla. Like Requiem handles that a little bit. But it's just so strange when someone gets shot with an arrow and they're searching around for you. And then eventually they're like, huh, I guess it was nothing. It's like, yes, it was something. And you know it was something because you have an arrow in you. Let's see here. Shake Fan. What are dragon battles like in Ultimate? Did they just wreck your shit in an instant? Generally speaking, yes. Shake Fan. Dragons are a... unless you are a very specific type of build and a very decent level, we're talking even like 30 or more, which is pretty tough to get to in Skyrim. You can take down dragons with certain builds at a lower level. But generally speaking, you are going to want to run if you encounter a dragon and you are a lower level than that. I can make that shot. Missed. I think I overshot him. Or her. Have you considered asking the mod creator of Vivid Weathers about borrowing their rain textures? Maybe it's just me. I think those textures are pretty nice. I know your setup can't use Vivid. Well, actually, we do use Vivid, Mr. B. So Snowfall Weathers is made by the creator of Vivid Weathers, I believe. At the very least, Snowfall Weathers uses Vivid for some of its assets and some of what it does. So we are actually already running Vivid Weathers in a sense. Or we have the plugin or the files. I can't remember. It's either we use the plugin and not the files, or we use the files and not the plugin. I want to say it's the latter. But probably what I'll do is, since, you know, I would assume that the rain textures that ship with Snowfall or Vivid Weathers are designed to work with this setup, I will go ahead and take a look at that. And I'm sure they will look just fine. And that is something that we need to kind of handle because those are pretty globby still. It won't help the compression, but it'll still look nicer. Okay, so we got 1 and 2. Have we really whittled them down? We got 1 and 2 and 3. And I believe there's someone chilling out on that far spot. Like that far path. Where are you going? That's a light armored person. Alright, stop walking. Yeah. Oh, shit. No! Well, that's an archer. Get even closer here. Okay, what do you say we go ahead and take our chances? Excuse me. I am going to... I'm burping. How's my coffee? I still got some coffee. But now I gotta pay attention. I don't know. An entire day spent taking down this bandit camp. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, someone sees me. Okay, hold on a second. That's crossbow, too. I really don't want to deal with that. Let's see here. Druv, hey bro, glad to see you're still at it. You're doing amazing work, man. Thank you very much, Druv. You know, I love seeing you whenever you are in the comments or here in the stream. That's actually really cool. Did anyone ever figure out how to get NPCs to loot one another without creating naked problems everywhere? I remember some mods tried but never quite managed it. That is actually an issue that I've been trying to solve myself, Kessidus, because loot and degradation does include that NPC looting module, but currently the only threshold that it uses, or the only criteria that it uses, is a gold threshold. And sometimes armor is, you know, worth a lot, so they end up looting the armor and leaving a bunch of naked NPCs everywhere, which is kind of odd. It doesn't seem like it'd be tremendously difficult to me to like blacklist certain types of gear, but I'll have to see about it. There's so many ideas that I have just on a massive list in no particular order. That's another organizational thing I need to do soon. I just want to see BB play another female character, but that's just me. I'm thinking about it, B, for Season 2. I have kind of a character in mind already that I don't want to say too much about. I don't want to say too much about the gender either. But what I'd like to do before I get back into this, just if any of you are curious about Season 2, is I wanted to kind of take what I felt made Season 1 unique and just crank it up to the next level. I guess playing Ultimate Skyrim in and of itself is like unique because it's Ultimate Skyrim versus like, you know, just Requiem or Requiem and a handful of mods. It's like its own experience. But I mean, from a character standpoint, I felt like one of the most fun things for me about Season 1 was really filling out Hjolfrid and Armand's backstory. I think having that really solid kind of character consideration just made it a much cooler experience, both for me as a creator and also for you guys as viewers, because we would kind of get to dynamically characterize this person together. Like I would come up with a, you know, like a basis, like a backstory and a platform for the character, and then that character would grow for all of us as we went about the game. And essentially what I wanted to do was just really, really take the time and create like a really well-developed backstory for whatever characters we play. And it was tricky. Like Hjolfrid, I honestly didn't spend a ton of time on, because like her backstory, like, it was good, or like it was fun. I wouldn't say good necessarily, but it served the purpose well. But that was a permadeath playthrough, and I never really expected her to last as long as she did. So if I'm playing a playthrough where death is now kind of incorporated as part of what the character experiences, I think that kind of frees me up a little bit to spend a lot more time developing the character's backstory, and that's something I would really like to do. Just because it's fun. I really enjoy writing too, and I don't get to do that tremendously often with what I'm currently doing, so I figured it would be a positive exercise in several ways. Warrior says, Zeltier, that name sounds Khajiit. We are a Red Guard right now. It is fairly, they have kind of like similar naming conventions sometimes. Could gold metrics be changed to gold/weight metrics? That would be a good idea, because a lot of the time, you know, armor may be worth a lot, but not when you consider how much it weighs. Nearwin, hello, thanks for joining us. Not sure if you're into Yu-Gi-Oh, but a friend of mine has created a Skyrim archetype on a Yu-Gi-Oh site I play on. I used to be when I was a kid. I was never fantastic at it, but I remember when I was in like 7th grade, when Yu-Gi-Oh was really starting to get popular, 6th, 7th grade, something like that. I used to run home every Wednesday night because I lived with my grandparents from the time that I was like 10 onward. And every Wednesday they would bowl in like this local league, and I would go to our local bowling alley, and they would play with like, you know, a bunch of other people their age and like parents, and all the kids of the parents who were bowling, we'd all just kind of like hang out together, right? It was really fun. But I remember we were all super into Yu-Gi-Oh, and Yu-Gi-Oh new episodes would air on Wednesday nights, so we would all be like, really, like, if our parents were running over their time on when we were supposed to go home, we'd be like, come on, like, you gotta hurry up, because we want to all run home and catch the newest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh, like the rerun at 10 p.m. or whatever. Uh-oh. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna 5 oak flesh. Oh shit, bad time. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, oh fuck. Okay, someone's using a crossbow, and it ain't me. Hoi. There we go. Oh shit, that was not what I wanted. Shit. Oi, stop. Oh, you're mine now. Oh, you missed, baby. I meant to dual wield, but I did not. Let's go. There we go. I'll bury you. Austin, how you doing? Nice to put a face to the name, my friend. Who's shooting at me, and from where? Hoi. Close that, just in case it opens. We'll know where it's coming from. Or we'll know we got an enemy behind us. That's above us. Look at them textures, baby. Hoi. It's a good way to test and see if you're in anyone's view or firing window. That person still doesn't see me. Oh, you're down there, huh? Whoo! Whoo! Haha! Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay, good. Whoa! Ow! That's not gonna work out well for you, my friend. Oh! Is that it? No, someone still sees me. Oh, fucking... Oh, I hear them. Are you right there? Oh, God. Okay, that sucks. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. Hoi! Whoa. Close. Oh, that must have been who fucking took me out last time. God, crossbows, I swear. Even arrows can be so deadly for a light armor character, but crossbow bolts... you can't mess around with that stuff. Oh yeah, the trap, I forgot. Because those things will not mess around. That's why they're so effective as, like, range damage for characters who are not... Oh, damn it, I didn't mean to hit that. Who are not, like, ranged characters. They can still do some, especially in the early game, early to mid game. Crossbows can be a very effective means of range damage for characters who are not otherwise perked or skilled for primary ranged, if that makes sense. Hoi! Hoi! Fuck you! And she's smart, too. She's gotten some distance between the two of us. Oh, God! I'm gonna bum rush her. Boom! Gotcha. You're done now, my friend. May have been overkill, but never hurts to make sure. Alright, now we are... fucking good. Orcish crossbow. I'm actually gonna take that. No wonder she was doing so much damage. Jeez. How's my carry weight? Getting up there. Bolt dwarven, bolt silver. These are pretty cool to have, actually. Alright. It's not like there's that many of them. Alright, alright, alright. Let's see here. Have you considered making peace with the bandits, talk with their elders, mate with their women, and soon in time your differences will pass? You know, I have considered it, Kessidus, but I imagine Zeltir as too prideful of a man. Maybe he'll make peace with them in the short term, but he'll raise his sons to feud with them, as every ornery, prideful man should. He'll take an arrow to the knee, and then he won't be able to deliver on his promises, so he has to raise a child to carry out his wishes. Because in the end, are we not all slaves to our family's wishes? I don't actually believe that. That's just a cool quote from my man Alucard. In the new Castlevania series, which if you guys have not seen it, please go and watch it, or if you're interested. It is absolutely amazing, and I freaking love it. Speaking of which, I haven't gotten to play it a ton, but I picked up Smash Ultimate over the weekend, which has been a lot of fun. I was playing it with some buds, and I am very much looking forward to playing as my Belmonts. And who put this? Do you guys chop a bread by chopping it like with an axe on the edge of the thing? Jeez. But from what I understand, the Belmonts are actually pretty solid so far in the Smash meta, which is pretty dope. Let's see here. What is hey BB, hey Sarang, how you doing? Kessidus, do you know the story of Elsie the Spiker? I don't want to spoil it. Belmont might show it right now at the top of the tower. Failing that, he could tell you the story in his beautiful, beautiful voice. Wait a minute, you just run into her and stagger her. I've neglected melee prowess for too long. Yes, Kessidus. So as Sarang says here, stagger is a function of weight. Is a Requiem feature. It's bull rushing. As a function of momentum and weight. There's a calculation that Requiem does for its Mass Effect system. Look, it's one of my arrows. It's very cool. So bull rushing can be tremendously useful, and if you are a heavy armor character, oh god, arrow to the gut. If you're a heavy armor character, drifters, well-worn leathers. Bull rushing, I think it should be an essential part of your repertoire, so to speak. But even as a light armor character like us, if we are heavy enough, which you can get to be, you can stagger certain characters. For example, a light armor character who is wielding a crossbow, as we did there. That's heavy armor. Gotcha. Oh, that's Elsie the Spiker. Well then. Oh, there's two. Okay, so there was a second person there. Why don't we go ahead and save, like the save-scumming degenerates we are. Oh god. That is 4 additional enemies who, man, here I was thinking that we were going to be good to go. Ow. Ow. Fucking, I'm trying to do stuff here. No. Alright. This is bad. This is problematic, because we don't really have anywhere to run here. Oh, shit. No. Can I get... Oh, God. Uh-oh. Oh, this is bad. Okay. One more. There we go. Okay, we gotta get our health back up. Or our stamina back up, rather. No mercy. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. We gotta... This is a very bad spot to be. Can you see me? Do you know where I am? What kind of stuff you guys got? Search. Got any health potions? No, I'll bury you. No, it's the end for you. You guys like the quickness of my comebacks? It's like equivalent to a... Uh-oh. Oh, she's got some sort of summoning spell. Is it a wolf? It is a wolf. I hate these fuckers. There we are. Oh, yeah? That's... Oh, oh, look. I never noticed that. Oh, God, there's so many. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Whoa. Okay, we gotta find a way to... Oh, my God. Whoa. Whoa, we're running. Hopefully they don't start shooting arrows at our back. Holy jeez. Excuse me, stamina potion, please. There's someone here, too, isn't there? Yes, there is. Holy fuck. And someone's firing arrows at us. Oh, my God. Okay. New plan. Oh. Up through the forest. Ow! Come on! I can't believe they managed to tag us right there. Can't go that way. That's why I zigged when I should have zagged. Alright. Oh, that's a wonderful view. How about that? This is my favorite place in Skyrim, etc. Okay, here we go. Oh, God, that is really gorgeous. That was far more enemies than I anticipated. Alright. Now, I should be at least protected from arrows up here. Let's go ahead and pop an oak oh, shit. No, damn it. Not what I wanted to do. I just wasted, like, my last healing potion. Oh, fuck me. Alright, well, you're fucking small potatoes. Oh, I actually got heavy armor. Oi. Don't, please. Ow. You're dead, dead. Oh. That person's wearing... Is that an orcish helmet? Leave me alone. Oi. Ow. Gotcha. Picked the wrong time to let your guard down, my friend. Now you, if I can get my stamina up... The solid thing about that forward stab is that it seems really effective at staggering these turtling opponents. However, it also is a power attack, and it takes a lot of my stamina out of the mix, which is problematic. Also, I think my honeyed roast has worn off here. Uh-oh. So we have to be kind of careful about how we use it. Uh-oh. Whoa! Alright, Miss Lady. That's Elsie the Spiker. What are you, the bandit leader here? Oh, she's freaking me out. She's very aggressive. You won't live to see tomorrow. Ow! Fuck! Okay. You are a dick, Elsie. And she's got tremendous reach with that bow staff, too. And at some point soon, we're going to start seeing some ranged backup here. Oh, come on. Whoa. You missed. Ow, fuck. And then he just pegged me with a mace. Another, please. This is why health potions are so important. Oh, fuck. Okay. So we got two relatively damaged characters here. And it would be nice to take one of them out, at the very least. Oh, she just healed. Alright, I'm going after her friend, because honestly, that would have been a tremendous opening. She's so fast with her guard up. I can't afford to do a standing power attack either. It'll leave me open for too long. Maybe now. Oh, fuck! That sucked. Let's pop a stam.
I can take you.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Fuck me. Well, she got me. Gave me a bow staff right to my mouth, right to my teeths. I'm just gonna load back. Hit. Okay, we can hit accept the offer, but we'll go ahead and load. And now we're. Oh, why does it look so foggy in the thumbnail? Well, we know what to expect now. Yeah, no kidding. Sarang, Elsie the Spiker. She is not fucking around. Oh God, I forgot. I had already triggered them. Okay. All right. There, we got some oak flesh. Maybe I can stand here and get the higher ground, Anakin. Hello. Oh, damn it. I really gotta learn the range of that a little bit better. Ow! Stop. I can whittle down her stamina if I'm careful. Ah, fuck. Ah. She's such a dick. She like stood right outside my range. Ooh. Don't. Yeah. No. Ow. Leave me alone. Got him. You little puny baby.
Your death brings me honor.
Whoa! Gotcha. Oh, she's protecting her bud. No, like this. Haha. Gotcha. Alright, stamina up, stamina up. Fuck! How about this? Okay. I mean, this is not like a terrible bottleneck, this spot. Fuck! Ow. There we go. Gotcha. There's Elsie. No. Okay, just real fast. I'm gonna chomp this honeyed mammoth roast. Oh, fuck this guy again. Come on. Oh. 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 Okay, I'm hiding. These guys can still see me, and they're shooting at me, and I don't like it. Don't shoot me. No one can. Oh. 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 Ah. Ah. No. Stop. You can't get me. Whoa. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. My guy. That's a far drop. Oh, yeah. All right. Spirit Wolf, at the very least, ate it. Oh, I accidentally hit my senses. Whoa. No. Oh, fucking, he blocked my power attack. He parried me even. Oh, not very strong though. Skillful, but not strong. I respect it. Either way, here, I'm gonna give it another save. We don't have to use this one if we want to redo the entire encounter. You guys look a little puny. You too. Oh, fuck, I missed the power attack, the follow-up. Yeah, they're kind of crappy. Whoa! Oh, this is at least somewhat intimidating, right? Having to, like, stand over the corpses of your friends. You won't leave Skyrim alive. I see you. Oh, shit. Ow. Ow. Stop blocking me. And you guys are going to start shooting at me? Or I like this little outcropping right here. This has been really helpful for me. Yeah, Elsie, if that's you, I know you can. You don't need to convince me. You caved in my skull. Yeah. Ah! Come on. I can keep this up all day. You can't. Eventually, you're going to lose it. Come on. This. Ow! Ow! Okay. Fuck you. And fuck you. That's what I'm talking about. How about you too? Fuck! That's oddly specific. Whoa! You're mine now, baby. Oh, maybe not. Who's coming up? Someone coming up those stairs. Shit! Yes, I will. Well, actually, no. Oh, shit. Oh, shit just got real. Shit just got real. Oh, this is... I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't shoot at me. Don't. Don't.
I'll mount your head on my wall.
Shut up. Whoa. She's trying to get the whoa. The drop on me. Come on. Come on. I can't handle. Whoa. Both of you at once. There it is. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. Leave me alone.
I swear I'll kill you.
Oh, yeah?
Give up while you're
Whoa.
still.
Shit. Dude. Oh, my God. She hits so hard. And her recovery time is just redonk. Alright, Miss Lady. Alright, let's think about this. Look, I closed the door in your face. Disrespect. Alright. Duel. Where it all began. Whoa. Ow. Well, she tried to parry me, but she took a hit.
You won't live to see tomorrow.
Is that so? Where are you going? Come on, Elsie. I like your hair. Oh, no, 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 no. None of that, please. The problem is here is that her range is significantly better than mine. So we have to be very careful. Like, that last attack was like a... Oh! Hair's breadth away from us. Oh, okay. And we want to stay at full health when it comes to her, too, because her AP is significant. That's a blunt weapon. It's not quite as powerful as, like, a warhammer, but it hurts. It hits hard. Whoa!
This is the end for you.
We gotta keep that up, too. And I don't know how many potions she has. I see you guys saying to use my bow. That is, I would say, not the best idea because of her heavy armor. She's clearly fast, and she can close distance quickly. I think to put away our melee weapons right here would be disadvantageous unless we, like, ran away and put some distance between us and her. Whoa! Fuck, I did not mean to swing right there. I meant to block. But I think that as long as we're vigilant here, this current strategy will work just fine because that elven longsword is fairly quick. Whoa. What do you got? You and me, lady.
No more. I yield. I yield.
Oh! Woo! And will you take a look at that? Oh, man. Let's get it a quick save. Just a quick save real fast. What an epic fucking fight, this whole thing. And what a beautiful scene to end it. She fought well. I have great respect for Miss Lady here. Dark headscarf, too. It's kind of cool. I'll keep it and wear it as a reminder of her. Raw goat leg. Septum. She got a steel battle staff. That was only steel? Jeez. She was fucking us up so hard, and it was straight up just a steel staff. Elsie. Man. Well, so you said, Sarang, right? That, there's a story related to her on the other side, it seems. So why don't, I'm gonna have to end the stream in about 10 minutes. So why don't we, I think this is a very solid way to conclude it, right? Having taken out the, what's it called? All the bandits here at Valtheim. Having cleared the dungeon. And let's go end it with a story. Let's say. We got a lot of dead bodies here. Let's loot these while we're here. Do that on stream. Anything cool? Got some Blackbriar Private Reserve. Got a nice potion of healing, Remarkable. That I am very interested in. Lots of food. Okay, in a notebook journal is the story. I'm glad you guys found that entertaining. Mr. B says, I have a new quote from BB. Ow, ow, my favorite place in Skyrim. I'm glad you appreciated that, my friend. Gold ring, I'll take it. Banded iron shield, iron mace, leather large bandolier with pauldron. That's very nice. What do we have equipped? Does ours have a pauldron? I don't think it does. So, honestly... Oh, it's well made. We do have the same one. But this one is better even. How about that? Let's see. Hide, shield, septum. It might not be a bad idea to have a shield. But I suppose if I want a hide shield, I can always find another one relatively easily. Iron weathered armor. Search bandit. Get some septums. I got a soul gem fragment. Honestly, not even worth it. So that guy was a bit of a mage. I will say that that guy did get a pretty solid parry on us, and he landed a hit, I think, that did a lot more damage than a lot of his friends. So I respect that. Jeez, look at all these. Or was it this guy? Old fur clothes. Raw goat leg. Man. This is quite the spread. Okay, up here. There were some people that we killed up here, right? No? Yes? Yeah, this person. But I think... Oh, I already looted. I was going to drop him off the cliff, but I feel like that would be disrespectful to my opponent's components. God. My brain is ceasing to function. Alright, well, let's check across the way. I'm going to save it again, just in case there's a combatant or two that we missed. Oh, damn. Fitting end to the day, I suppose. Let's see, Kessidus. I enjoyed his responses to the taunts. Very erudite and polite. You talking about me or Zeltir? Or one of the other bandits? It feels appropriate. I imagine our man Zeltir is someone who takes pride in his combat, you know? And respects it in others as well. Sure. Some skooma. Take pickaxe. We still got to fix that quote-unquote bug where the text is too small to be readable. Got an alchemy lab. Garlic. It's always good to have, I suppose. Elves' ear. That's actually pretty valuable. Got some alchemy. Life of Uriel Septim II. These are fairly well-read bandits, I must say. I mean, there's enough of them. Maybe it was just a couple of them. Song of Pelennor. Examine chest. No. Boom. There it is. Nice 42 septims. Let's see here. Oh, Kessidus. Does US have any utility for soul gem fragments? I remember playing around with some complex enchanting mods that went on top and messed with it long ago. UBB, I've gotten some of your quotes above. Oh, thank you very much, Kessidus. It might. I honestly can't remember if anything uses soul gem fragments as of now. I can check, though, relatively. Oh, no. I can't pick this. Can I bash it? Boss locks can't be bashed. Fuck. Well, I suppose we can remember that this is here. I don't have any... Do I have lockpicking skills? I was kind of leaning towards thievery for this guy earlier, I thought. Let me just double check. Lockpicking. I do not. That's fair. I suppose that we will just... Ooh, scale cloak. Seems interesting. Seems unique. Maybe we'll bring someone back here who can open it. Or this is why it's always important to have a couple scrolls on you, my friends. For... Oh, this is a skill book. For unlocking chests that you find. I think an adventurer, it behooves any aspiring adventurer to bring scrolls with you. Oh, you know, letters to Harold. Let's see. Oh, this is Elsie. All right, this is our story time to round out the stream. Excuse me, let me get a good stretch in here. I'm gonna get a nice gulp of water. Okay, Warrior of Azura, just hit the bell so I can know when you do this next. Thank you very much, Warrior. For edification's sake, I do these streams every Monday at 10 a.m. PST. Alright, here we go, boys and girls. Loridas, 29th, 2nd Seed, 4th Era, 201. Dear Harold, we're finally safe, and I have a moment to write. The soldiers took everything in our farm. I don't even know which side they were on. They left us nothing, and I didn't like the way they were looking at Anya, so we had to go. I don't know when I'll get the chance to send this. We found some abandoned towers bridging the river near Whiterun, and we're settling here for the night. I think the trolls have lost our scent. I can hear them snuffling outside, but we've barricaded the door and they can't get in. Thala and Anya are well, and send their love. Yours forever, Elsie. Oof. This is making my heart hurt already. Turdas, 3rd Mid-Year, 4th Era, 201. Dear Harold, more refugees have come here. They're starving, but some of them have weapons, so we went out hunting. There are a few rabbits and some wolves that we avoided. A merchant passed through today. He had plenty of food, but he wouldn't even share a mouthful with us. I hope the trolls get him. Thala and Anya say they miss you. I hope I get a chance to send these letters so that you know where we are. Then you can join us. Yours forever, Elsie. Sundas, 13th Mid-Year, 4th Era 201. Dear Herald, we were hunting today. Thala was attacked by a wolf hidden in the long grass, and she's badly hurt. Oh no. The wound is infected. We have nothing here, no medicines or anything. I'm so afraid. Anya is crying. She's scared too, for all of us. There are 8 of us here now, but we never have enough to eat, and the nights are cold. More merchants came by. The prices they charge are so high. I can't afford even a healing potion for Thala. I don't know what we're going to do. I think of you often. If I get a chance, I'll go to Whiterun and send these letters, but for now, I have to look after Thala. Yours forever, Elsie. Sundas, 20th Mid-Year, 4th Era 201. Dear Herald, today I killed a man. It was one of the merchants coming past the road. His bag was full of medicines, and when I asked him, he showed me and laughed at me when I begged him to lower the price. Thala is dying. I told him that, and he laughed some more. The next thing I knew, I had knocked him off his horse. He fell, and I hit him again. I kept hitting him. I had no idea that a simple staff could do so much damage. Maybe in your hands, Elsie. The others, they didn't stop me. We've all had enough. We took his weapons and armor, we killed his horse, and we'll feast tonight. It's good to have something in our cookpot for a change. I threw the body down the waterfall for the trolls. At least they're good for something. I feel awful about the man, though. I didn't mean to kill him. RK, forgive me. I just snapped. I hope you'll forgive me, too. Oh, God. Yours forever, Elsie. Mid-DOS, 23rd Mid-Year, 4th Era 201. Dear Herald, more merchants came past today, but now we're armed and armored. We stopped them and made them hand over food and gold and some of the medicine. It's too late, though. Thala died last night. We took her downstream so the trolls can't get her. I keep thinking about Whiterun. The merchants who came through told us that there's a bounty on our heads. They think we're bandits. I tried to tell them that we're just trying to survive, but the way they looked at us, it's hard to convince someone you've just robbed. We're not the only robbers around here, either. One of the merchants swore at us and showed us his saddlebags. They were already empty. I need to look into that. Oh man, yours forever, Elsie. Got kind of a Robin Hood situation here. Oh, this is extensive. Tirdas, 12th Sun's Height, 4th Era 201. Dear Herald, we're clearing the road, so that the merchants can get through. The trolls have been scared of us ever since we went down there with torches. Even Hadvar, Ironhand, up at White River Watch, is keeping his men up on the hill, and taking his raiding parties somewhere else, away from Whiterun and the road. Wow. It feels good to be doing something useful for the world for a change. I think a couple of the merchants understand. One of them paid us without having to draw a blade. As long as we don't kill without need, and as long as the Civil War keeps going, maybe we can stay here. We're not charging so much, and everyone who passes here is safe. There's 16 of us now. You should see Anya in her armor. You would be so proud of her. She sends her love. Yours forever, Elsie. Fredas, 6th, Last Seed, 4th Era 201. Dear Herald, Anya is dead. A bounty hunter came in search of us. He was alone, but so was Anya. I'm never leaving any of my men by the door on their own again. We put his head on a spike as a warning. I wish we had done that already. Maybe Anya would still be alive. I'm not going to send these letters. I don't want you to see what I've become. I've got a new family to protect now. Some of them are as young as ours were. Oh, God. I don't remember anymore what it was like to be young. I'm so sorry, my love. I never wanted any of this. RK grant that you never find me, that you believe me dead too. It's better that way. Sooner or later, someone will end up making it true. Yours forever, Elsie. Jeez. Oh man, that was really intense. I don't know what to say to it, really. It's just very tragic and really incredible, honestly. I'm willing to bet that this is, yep, Requiem. If you guys ever wanted a testament to how special Requiem is as an experience. I think that's a really solid example. Just to contextualize something like the Valtheim Towers fight in that way is... it's just really awesome. Let's see, I'm a Malikata. I didn't know you were here. Thanks for joining us. This book hurt the first time I read it. It's the first time I've read it too. That is really well done. Kessidus, when I read this journal aloud to my wife, she got angry at me for killing Elsie. I totally get that. It's I don't know though, you know, it's like it feels to me like one of those things, like I feel bad for killing her, I suppose, but also I don't. It just seemed like the natural progression of events, and I feel like she even touched on it in her letter where she's like, you know, someone's going to come along and make it true eventually. And she was right. I like to think that Elsie would understand, and I think that's also why she fought the way she did all the way to the end. If I didn't respect her before, which I did, then I respect her even more now. And the idea of like the humanization, right, of these characters, it's just such a cool thing to do, I feel like, because it's so easy in Skyrim to just, you know, mow through bandits like crazy, right? Because there's just bandits everywhere, and they're just bandits, and that's a lot of the time the most context that you get. Stuff like this, I think, really enhances your enjoyment by humanizing these people, because they're people. They're not just, you know, creatures like wolves or generic NPCs. They're supposed to be people. They're humans with lives and personalities and pasts and no futures typically when you find them, but it's really incredible. Sarang, you have a beautiful voice for storytelling, BB. I appreciate that, Sarang. It's very nice of you to say. Anardil, damn it, Requiem devs. Frank's Crank, that journal is why I love Requiem. Oops. I gotta reject that real fast. That journal is why I love Requiem. I don't play it for the difficulty. I play it for the living feel of Requiem. Same for me, Frank's Crank. The whole thing for me is making the game feel like a world, you know? And like you can play it, you can go and do a lot of things in the world that count as gameplay, quote unquote, but for me it's all about making the world feel like a place, you know, with real characters and real things happening. And I think Requiem is just so special for how much it does for that. Oh, Ginger Kid, thank you for the subscribe. I'm sorry, I haven't been able to hear those. Oh, it's because I didn't start OBS. Well, I apologize to anyone who hit the alert box or, you know, subscribed or did anything. I couldn't see it, but I really appreciate it. Kessidus, oh yeah, I said she had it coming literally. She knew too. That's how I feel about it. It's like they're not just NPC class bandit. But it's so... It's like that can be true, and it's still so tragic, you know? That's the kind of stuff that you read it, and like you care, if you internalize it as your character, it just shifts maybe the way that you play or what you choose to do. It's interesting. And see, this is something I feel like is a great example of why it's so fun to have different options for progressing your character, so to speak. Because what if you like do that? What if you take down Valtheim and you had previously kind of made your life as a bounty hunter, and you read something like that, and now your character has a change of heart where it's like, I don't know if I want to be a bounty hunter anymore. You don't have to be. You have other ways to play the game, other things you can do, other ways to progress your character. Non-violence is something that I am very interested in Skyrim and in Ultimate Skyrim, and it's an area that I would like to expand, actually. To make it so you just don't have to be a murderer all the time, quote unquote. And I'm not saying you're a murderer if you go and kill these bandits, because, you know, it's very morally gray, but I think just non-violent approaches are cool. Having the option. I see, the Requiem really did immersive gameplay RPG elements very well. That's kind of exactly what I'm talking about, Kessidus, and I agree. Sarang says, I wish Ron the Crow had a better backstory than the description of Bouncer Mace, though. Maybe one day we'll do that. I know that there's a couple mods that try to... Someone created a mod that I thought was really cool that adds, like, notices for named bandits and stuff, right? Just kind of... There's supposed to be gameplay clues, like in-world gameplay clues that tell you if you encounter these characters, like, be especially careful because they're otherwise are kind of like an untelegraphed difficulty spike. But, I mean, Requiem just took a situation here with the Valtheim bandits. They added the bandits, and they decided to contextualize it themselves with a wonderful piece of writing. We can do that, you know, if we want, if we find the time. And like I said, I'm always looking for more chances to practice my writing. I don't know if I could match the Requiem team, of course, but it'd be fun to try. Tyler Lettingham, hey Belmont boy, I commented on your Instagram post telling you I love the Requiem vids. You still haven't checked your DMs. I'm sorry about that, Tyler. My Instagram is very strange, or like my DMs, I don't check them very often. But I appreciate the comment. Thanks for stopping by. Kessidus, it'd be nice if the Civil War was treated the same way. I feel like Skyrim was actually in the midst of a civil war. I agree with you, Kessidus. It seems like there are some mods that are trying to address it a bit. Open Civil War looks like a very promising kind of spiritual successor to what is the old Civil War overhaul. So I'm hoping maybe it'll have some stuff like that. Sarang says, yeah, Elsie's journal can sort of be the great filter of bounty hunting. I think you're right. As opposed to two bickering factions who claim that their spat is a civil war. Yeah, or it would be nice to see kind of the human consequence. I agree with you. You know, I think a lot of the time conflicts are, you know, it's like philosophically you have these two groups who are having this philosophical war, and you know they're vying for power or whatever, which is what lords do, right? But the common person is who ends up paying the price for the lords' wars so often, and I like seeing that part of things too. Yes, more non-violence. So far, illusion seems like a half step there. I agree with you. It's actually a good point. You can, at the very least, kind of do something else besides just shoving your pointy end down someone's throat, which seems to be the solution otherwise. Sarang Bagwad, I would love to see new storytelling from you in Skyrim, TBH. Thank you very much, my friend. Franks, some mods try, but a lot of the Civil War mods just add lots of dead bodies, which equals too much loot. It's very true. Also, Franks, one thing I do like, though, is that with the new carry weight mechanics, situations like that are perhaps not so unbalancing because you can only really carry so much. Or even if you do, it's not tremendously valuable. And there's more gold sinks and stuff is expensive. So even if you come across, you know, a bunch of dead bodies that have armors on them, it's not going to be so tremendously impactful on your economical experience, we'll say. Praxis says you can get mods that make factions assault and protect forts. It's true, we have some of them in the installation already, things like immersive patrols. But I'm always looking for more ways to make the world feel even more reactive and dynamic. And there's quite a few actually on my list already that add kind of other instances of characters and like patrolling factions. So one day we'll get that in there. Sarang says Civil War overhaul is infested with bugs. That is unfortunately true. And even some of the parts that are not technically bugs have questionable implementation, I think, which is why it at the very first versions of Ultimate Skyrim we used Civil War overhaul, and it's long since been removed. I respect it for the ambition and for some parts of the implementation that were very cool as well, but definitely just too rough around the edges to keep, I think. Kessidus says consequence would be great, and reasons for why each of them feel the way they feel about their various opinions vis-a-vis religion, races, et al. I agree with you completely, my friend. Sarang says, I thought the reasoning aspect of the Civil War was pretty clear. One side wants to worship freely, while the other insists that giving that up for a moment is the only way to survive a greater threat. That is definitely one way to look at the conflict. I do like that the Civil War, depending on who you talk to in the game and depending on what you read, there's at least a bit of nuance. There's other reasons posited for why each side is doing what they're doing, and it does feel to me that the developers and the writers behind Skyrim tried to fill out the Civil War and make it an interesting conflict, and I think they did an okay job of it. I think what detracts from the experience overall is the quest lines. The quest lines are, I think, if not the most shallow quest lines in the game, they are up there. And I know that what exists in the game is a vastly stripped down version of what they originally wanted to do, so I do take that into consideration. But the the factual kind of state of things is that the Civil War quest lines are pretty lackluster. They are identical practically, depending on which side you choose, or no matter which side you choose, and they never really quite deliver on the narrative promise that I think the Civil War has, which is a shame, but luckily we have an opportunity, thanks to the wonderful work of the modding community, to begin to address that. Let's see here. Tyler says, do you think they can make Requiem more realistic than it already is with more mods? Sorry, yes, it's called Ultimate Skyrim. That is kind of my goal. Realism is, I think, a byproduct of the simulation that I attempt to kind of bring to the table. But you could say it's more realistic. Praxis says, patrols are one thing. I'm talking about autonomous assault, so you never know who will be in charge when you arrive and pass. That is very cool, Praxis. That kind of happens with immersive patrols in that it's like somewhat dynamic who will be in control of a one of like the locations that are participant in the immersive patrols mod, but the issue there is that once you know which places participate in immersive patrols, you kind of well, it's still kind of cool because you still don't know exactly who's going to be in control, but you know which ones are affected by immersive patrols versus which ones are never contested by the traveling patrol factions, right? An impossible hope, Kessida says, might be that there could be activity in places and locations that the player is not currently in without having to load those chunks, something like running independently. So something like that kind of exists. That's organic factions which is being worked on by one of the more talented AI modders, I would say. I can't remember his or her name at the moment, but it's very promising. Also things like AI framework, what is it, like extended AI framework or something like that. That enhanced AI framework, I believe, is the name of the mod. There's some interesting stuff going on in the areas of AI in Skyrim modding right now, and some of it I think points to the possibility of some more kind of dynamic AI and some more dynamic kind of system interaction, things that are touched on in mods like immersive patrols, and areas that would be really cool to see expanded in that way. Let's see, Sarang, the most obvious solution to these things is a learning algorithm that caters to how your playstyle develops. We actually talked about that in one of the streams, where it would be really cool to have like a Metal Gear Solid 5 situation, or really just Metal Gear Solid in general. Obviously, reactivity was a huge priority for Hideo Kojima in those games. How, you know, it's like if you're constantly peppering bandit camps or you know, a faction with arrows, then they start wearing heavy armor instead as like a response to you, or just, you know, having these characters that maybe if you ignore them for a while, they like level up in some way and create other problems for you, or they interact with each other in strange ways, almost like an extension of if you guys remember the Goblin Wars that existed in Oblivion, which were like a really interesting little subset of Oblivion's gameplay, which I always found so interesting, I guess, for lack of a better term. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, there was this series of Goblin Wars in Oblivion where you could kind of manipulate these factions into like fighting or not fighting each other by doing certain actions, and it felt almost like this AI experiment that they could not kind of I would guess that there was not the resources to kind of make it work on a grander scale across the entire game, but they could make it work if they reduced the scope of their implementation to just like a few dungeons that could dynamically interact with each other through these AI algorithmic frameworks. And it was very interesting, and I've always wanted to see something like that on a grander scale in an Elder Scrolls game. Maybe they'll do something like that for Elder Scrolls 6. We'll see. For my thesis right now, I'm doing research on biofuels from a species of microalgae. To simulate a population of that species for LCA, we're using neural networks filtered by the genetic algorithm. Wow. I know some of those words. Sarang says, I only wish we had the capabilities that world domination would need. Have you looked into slime molds? They're apparently supercomputers and love sleeping pills. Sarang, best enemy AI I've seen is in the forest. It is very solid. I've played that game, not extensively, but a fair amount with some friends, and I remember being very impressed. Even like the first time that, you know, the cannibals kind of came at us but didn't straight up attack us, because that was obviously our first response was like, oh my god, they're just going to attack us, let's go and get them. But then we had an opportunity where we kind of stopped, and then they stopped, and there was like this weird, like, whoa, like I'm dealing with slightly more complex AI than what I'm accustomed to, which is like Skyrim, or like vanilla Skyrim, right, where every enemy has the same AI package relatively, where it's like, I'm going to run at you with my weapon, I'm going to waggle that weapon at you until either you or I are dead, which doesn't feel so human, quote unquote. Let's see. That's all very cool, guys. Well, with that, I think I'm going to go ahead and call it. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I had a really good time. I think this was a really solid gameplay stream for once, which is rare, it seems. I promise there will be a lot more once 4.0 is dropped, because I'm going to be doing actual Let's Plays as well as the other video content that I've spoken about. Thank you guys all so much for joining me. As always, I really do appreciate it, and the streams are a lot of fun. It's very nice to interact with you guys in real time, and I appreciate the attendance and the support. It means a lot to me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself. If you would like to contact me about anything, of course, you can always reach me in the comments of my videos, which I try to check as frequently as possible. Also on Discord or on the subreddit, those are the areas in which I am most active. I do check other spots like the Nexus for comments every so often, but I am definitely less active in those places. Let me go ahead and save up here. Oh my gosh. Get one final vista view. Fun day in the life of Zeltier, or perhaps fun is not the right word to use, but fun for us. Interesting for him. Let's see here. Excited for Elder Scrolls 6. I am excited for Elder Scrolls 6, Tyler. A little bit worried now with everything that's happening, but I still have a decent amount of faith in Bethesda, at least to make an interesting platform for modders, right? Anordil, so glad to have caught the stream. Thank you, my friend Kessidus. Said you were looking early 2019 for 4.0. Yes, that is true. You do great work. Thank you so much. Thank you, for my friend, for the compliment. I appreciate it. Tyler says, remember to look at your Instagram. Will do. Felix just made it here. We'll reach later, rewatch later, I think. Thank you for the hard work, BB. You are very welcome, Felix. Franks, later study time. Good luck, my guy. Croat Bro, do I add the mods while in the zip/rare format? If you were having installation questions, my friend, I encourage you to use the Discord or the subreddit, because the stream is about to end. Also, they will be a more effective resource, I'd say. Thank you guys for joining me, as always. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.